Alright, what's up everyone? I'm back with another video. I'm going to be doing the Q&A right now. Hopefully the wind isn't bothering the mic too much. I want to jump in and just answer all your guys' questions. Thank you guys so much for leaving a ton. I screenshotted all of them that I saw. Some of you guys were writing them on other videos, so I got all the questions off the original video that it was supposed to be answered on. I took all of them, and hopefully I'm going to answer almost every single one of them, if not all of them. Alright guys, so like I said, I'm going to be filming different questions in all different spots. So right now I'm at the park. I'm just going to answer a bunch right now. So the first question is asked by Stacy Hayes, and she asked if is this my primary source of income, like my job, or do I go to school or do something else? So the answer is yes, this is my primary source of income. I used to work construction, and then I decided I wanted to pursue this as like my dream, to post videos online on YouTube and try to make it a career. So that's what I'm currently doing right now. The short answer to your question is yes, this is my primary source of income. The next question is by Lisa Anderson, and she said, my question is, have you ever come across an old Quaker meeting house? I would love to see one. Honestly, I didn't even know what that was until this. I just looked it up, but I've definitely don't think I've ever been to one of them. I'm gonna continue to look it up to see what it is, and maybe I would explore one. Also, a quick little warning. I hope I don't mess up any names. If I do, forgive me. Janet Satlow asked, hi Kyle, how old are you? The reason why I'm asking this is because you act like an old soul or born in another time era. You're a wise young man, take care. Thanks so much for the question, I really appreciate it. And I am 22, my birthday is March 27th. I was born in 96. So I just turned 22 like 5 months ago. So you guys hit me with a lot of straightforward questions. You guys hit me with some weird questions, and you guys have even asked, and you guys also asked really personal questions. This isn't honestly any of them, but I just figured I'd say that. This is from Christy, and she asked, do you think you were reincarnated? That is why you love old places. Maybe you're an old soul. So I put that one right next to this one because that's two people who said that. And honestly, I have no clue. I guess it's whatever you believe in. I don't know. That's definitely really cool. That'd be cool to think about. Hopefully there's reincarnation and stuff. But I don't know. I've always kind of been into history, and then when I started exploring these abandoned places, it just went hand in hand to find out the history about places. So I just ended up kind of liking that too. That would definitely be really sweet. Following that question right up, Kathy Northdrop asked, what got you interested in exploring empty places? Are you a history buff? So that goes hand in hand. I'm not really. I mean, I don't know if this makes any sense, but I was good in history in school, but I don't consider myself a history buff at all. Like I said, I just started exploring these abandoned places, just creepy places in general. A lot of people were asking for the history, so I just went more in depth and just decided to put them in the video and just do that little bit of extra research and try to give you guys some knowledge about the place I'm exploring. Jumping into the next question, Leslie Poole asked, what state are you in? What do you do for a living? Love from Canada. So a lot of you guys know I live in Pennsylvania, and like I answered before, I do YouTube for my living. This is my primary source of income. But yeah, I'm from Pennsylvania, and I've lived here my entire life. So the next question is asked by Butterfly Fairy Kisses Erin. She said, please be careful, which I always try doing. And she said, what is the most favorite place you've ever explored? That's actually a tough one. I really don't know. I think my favorite place I explored, I think my favorite video I made was Linwood Hall, which is the Titanic owner mansion that's abandoned. But I think I just liked that because that video got a lot of views, and I thought that was awesome that everyone was seeing my video. My favorite place I physically went in and found some awesome stuff, I like when I find safes and stuff like that. We found like some vaults in the McNeil mansion in New Jersey. I thought that was really cool. That was an absolutely massive house. Basically any place I can go and just film for a few hours because it's either that big, that much stuff left behind to keep filming. So actually, well, I don't know. It's between that and the DuPont mansion in Delaware. That was cool. We also found safes in there. I don't know. It's probably the McNeil mansion or the DuPont mansion. Derek June said, question, what first sparked your interest in abandoned places and urban exploration? So where do I go with this question? I would say it started back when I was in maybe even younger, like 8th and 9th grade, but not exactly. I think more towards high school. Me and my friends that you see in some of my videos, we were real into just like what we thought was like ghost hunting and going to like what are said to be haunted places. So we'd go there and just get get like freaked out and see if anything happens. So I think that's what started it. But then I made my YouTube channel and I was doing a lot of vlogging. The videos are still on my channel. You can go back and watch them. They're horrible. They're really bad vlogs. It was before I knew how to edit or really do anything. But then I saw a bunch of YouTubers doing like Tanner Fox and stuff. They were going into, they were exploring abandoned places and a lot of them were really scary. So we were just bored, me and my friends sitting at my house, and I was like, why not? Why not just go do it? One of my buddies said, you might as well just film it, just like how we used to. So then I did, I filmed it and put it online, and I think it's just kind of been history ever since there. I just continued doing a lot of abandoned stuff. I still like to post other videos, and I'm gonna start posting a lot more other kinds of videos too. I think that was probably about a year and a half ago, and that's when my channel really just started taking a turn for a lot of creepy places, abandoned places, and just exploring everything. That is also probably the most requested question that you guys asked on this video. I'm gonna link everybody who put in that question because there's a ton of them. Up next, we have Terry Elsade. They said, hi Kyle, do you have a job other than these videos? And also, do you have a girlfriend? Well, I answered the job part about that this is my primary source of income, but for the girlfriend, I do not have a girlfriend. I'm single, and as of now, I am just focusing on trying to further this channel and try to put everything I have into my craft. I wouldn't say I have the right amount of time and energy to put into a relationship. So the short answer is no, I'm single. I do not have a girlfriend, and yeah. Samantha Paxton asked, Kyle, what is your favorite thing about abandoned houses? Okay, so this is it seems like a straight up answer, but I have a few ways I could approach this. My favorite thing about exploring abandoned houses, I like seeing the end result after I'm done exploring and I put the video together and put in some edits and like some nice music. I like how that looks when it's done, but when I'm physically there, I like just being in there. You never know what you're gonna expect. There's like a thrill in the eeriness, if that makes any sense at all, because your adrenaline's going. It could be bad or good. You don't know if you're gonna get hurt in there. You don't know if you're gonna run into someone in there, an animal, anything paranormal if you believe in it. So there's just like a kind of like a thrill to it that I think is just really fun exploring and hanging out in there. But I do love the end result. Once the video is done and I rewatch it, I probably rewatch my videos like 4 to maybe even 10 times before I put it out. But I think those are some of my favorite things about exploring abandoned houses. Sorry if I messed this name up, but Tanya Pedraza said, how long does it take for you to find out the history of your explorers? Honestly, it doesn't. Sometimes it takes long, sometimes it's short, sometimes it's just I can type in the house and it comes up instantly. If it's a well-known house, like say if I went to like Linwood Hall, I could just type in Linwood Hall and some history came up and I could read it, summarize it, and put it in the video. And other places, it will be really hard, so I have to continuously looking online. Sometimes I have to do a lot of research, sometimes I just have to type in the name of the building and it comes up. So it kind of varies. Sometimes it honestly is very hard, but sometimes I can look it right up and I can summarize it and just put it into a video and I don't know, maybe an hour or two, not too long. Scarehouse Tim Zombie said, hello from Pittsburgh, Kyle. What is the #1 place you would like to explore that you haven't done yet? And when did you start exploring? It's so many places I'd love to explore. I think the ones like the Queen Mary ship, like the certain room, I think I saw a few people go there. Sam and Colby specifically go there. There's a lot of cool places. I watch a lot of cool explorations. I saw either Exploring with Josh or Steve Ronan. Shout out to those guys. Maybe they both did it. Bruce Lee's house. I would love to go to Bruce Lee's house. I know they turned it into like a love hotel, or maybe, I think he has multiple houses, but the one they turned into like a love hotel. Either way, I'd still love to go there and explore, just being in the presence of like where a legend used to live. There's a ton, but I think that would be my quick answer. Probably Bruce Lee's house. So the next question is from Picket Fence, and they said, do you ever get permission to go inside these amazing old buildings? And the answer is yes. I get permission a lot of times by a lot of different people. If it's just like an abandoned factory in like a city that people just go in all the time and you can just walk in, it's like totally neglected. No, I've gone in places that I don't have permission, like factories and stuff like that. But a lot of the time, yeah, I do get permission. As you see in some of my videos, I say, please thank so-and-so for letting us come here in my descriptions and sometimes even in the video. So I do get permission to go to a lot of these places, yes. Coming up next is Eileen Moyer. She said, do you do most of your videos in Pennsylvania? I recognize quite a few places. I do a lot of videos in PA just because it's my home state, but I do travel around a lot, not as much as I want to. I don't know, I've probably been to like, where do I mostly explore? A lot in PA, New Jersey, Delaware, New York, places like East Coast. I've been to a lot of different places, but I would love to go anywhere, honestly. I'd go anywhere to explore, but specifically, I'd like to go to other countries or even just the West Coast. Barb Snyder said, do you do this for fun or is it your main job? Both, honestly. Obviously have fun filming these videos and then editing them. So yes, I do it for fun and my job. Debbie Flynn said, how do you go about and find all these different places to explore? Sometimes it'll be as simple as you just hear about it. Somebody tells me, oh, there's a place over here, or there's a factory or a building over here. But a lot of times it's online in exploring groups, exploring pages, usually the internet. Up next, KS Collection said, another awesome find. I have 2 questions. First, do you have a college degree? And if you do, what is it for? Second, if you explore an area in Jersey, can I tag along and learn from you? Those are 2 really good questions. The first one, do I have a college degree? And if you do, what is it for? I don't have a college degree. I went to high school, I finished high school, and in my mind, I was gonna go to college. I got a job in construction, and I started making these videos, and I thought, man, I really don't have the time to pursue this full time. Like, that's what I really wanna do, is make videos and travel and just make some sort of content or a form of art. So I was like, I put it all on the line and I just quit the construction job, and I've been doing this ever since. And to your second question, yeah, I don't care. I tag along with people all the time, whether it be friends or friends of friends. Sometimes I run into people at abandoned places and we end up just exploring with them and filming with them. But yeah, if I ever go back to Jersey, it would definitely be cool to explore with people who watch my videos. Ready for Fun said, do you ever plan on doing any abandoned out of the country? The answer is yes. I would love to go out of the country, whether it's like London, Ireland, Scotland, I don't even know, France, like anywhere. I would love to go anywhere in like Europe to explore. I feel like Europe and some of those old castles that they still have up. I'd love to just go there in general, but it would be so cool to film and put together videos out there. So yes, the answer is yes. I would love to go out of the country and film, 100%. So Pat Murphy asked a question, a few questions. I feel like I answered most of them, but I'm just gonna go over them. He said, Kyle, are you going to college or working a part-time or full-time job? I didn't go to college and YouTube is my full-time job. He also said, P.S. why do you think you have an interest in exploring these old abandoned homes or abandoned places? What are your theories on it? And I think I did answer this too, but I think it's just the thrill. I just got into filming them, honestly, by accident, kind of randomly just started filming abandoned stuff. But I do think it's the thrill of constantly exploring and seeking to just see what we find inside. You never know what you're gonna find. You never know what you're gonna run into. So I think you're on edge the whole time. I know it sounds crazy, but it's kind of like a form of like an adrenaline junkie without jumping out of a plane. That's kind of confusing, but I think those are the reasons why I just piqued an interest in exploring a lot of abandoned places. So this is actually a funny question. David's favorite videos asked, are you still sponging off your parents? Now be honest, LOL. The answer is no, I do not. I wish, because then a lot of things would be a lot easier to purchase. I feel like traveling and going around would be a lot easier and you wouldn't have to worry about a budget so much. But the answer is no, I do not still. But no, I do not. I do not sponge off my parents. If I did, hopefully I could convince them enough to be able to afford to travel other countries to go out there and film. Jumping into the next question, Loretta Shannon said, which place have you explored that the history intrigued you the most? I'm not just gonna say Linwood Hall, even though that has a wild story. I think some of the houses I've been to where it has like a murder story or like sounds kind of dark, but like a harsh story behind it, I think are the coolest, because you're exploring these places, it's abandoned, so it's already creepy. Plus you hear these stories or the history about how someone got killed there or how they died, or even sadly a suicide has happened there. I think those are the most intriguing because it really puts me on edge and it makes the explore a lot more interesting and honestly fun while I'm there. So I think I explored like 3, maybe more that I don't know of, 3 houses that I put on my channel that were associated with a death or murder or suicide house, and that intrigued me the most just because of the scare factor of it. A Redneck's Life commented saying, when it comes to a place like this, how often do you get permission to go inside? And also, how long have you been exploring? Well, I answered the permission part. And how long have I been exploring? It's kind of hard to say because my first videos of exploring on my channel are probably about 1.5 years old. Maybe a year, maybe a little over a year now. I don't think it's 2 years yet. But when I really started exploring or doing haunted explorations when we were younger, it's probably like high school. I don't know, maybe like 5 years now. The next question is asked by by All That Beauty with Lori, and she said, I hear you mention sometimes of a house looking spooky. Are you someone who believes in paranormal too? And if so, have you ever experienced it? Yeah, as you probably mentioned, I do. I have done a lot of haunted houses or paranormal. I am into the paranormal stuff too. Mostly it's just like a hobby. I obviously don't post too many videos about it of strictly like ghost hunting, but I've always been interested in it. I used to do it a lot when I was younger. I mean, at least we thought we were doing it. We would just go to what were said to be haunted places at like late night at like 3 in the morning and hang out there and just see. We never really had the technology. I never had the proper equipment to really do it, but I always wanted to be into it. And yeah, I've experienced like little things, nothing crazy, but just little things at different places, whether it's like whispers. This one place, this haunted tower we were at, we heard it was like 3 in the morning and it said you could hear something that was common to hear are people. The tower was used for suicide back in the day during like a war or something, and they said you could hear people screaming to their deaths after they would jump. And it was like 3 in the morning and we were just hanging out there, and it was just like the loudest scream. It sounded like a girl just like screaming so loud, and we just absolutely took off running. We went to the car, and that was just like the end of that. But we've experienced little things, but nothing crazy. Bayla asked, have you ever been scared of anything in these houses, maybe paranormal? I mean, I've been scared by a lot of things in a lot of these abandoned houses, whether it's someone else in there, whether it is an animal, whether it's just unstable flooring, stuff like that. But yeah, I definitely have. All the above. Plus, I've also been scared paranormal also. Nothing you see in like TV or like movies though. Obviously, it's a really good question, but so many of you guys are asking, how did I get into doing abandoned houses or exploring in general? Up next, we have Kanga Noru. 2 questions. Do you do any restoration yourself, and do you collect antique items? Love that you get so excited when you come across old items. I don't do any like restoration, or I don't restore anything myself. I think it's a really cool concept. I think when people go into a really neglected house and they make it like new again, I think that's awesome. But no, that's nothing I've ever done myself. Maybe when I'm older though. And they said, do you collect any antiques? I don't personally collect any antiques. When I come across them like in an abandoned house, it's absolutely awesome. That's why I probably freak out and repeat myself a ton of times when I see that stuff. That's just my natural reaction. As Creeling asked, do you travel? What's the creepiest place you've been? Yeah, I do travel. I want to travel more. I want to obviously go overseas. I want to go specifically to Europe, like I've mentioned before, but it's actually coming into progress. Like go over to the West Coast, like California. I should be doing that very soon, either to stay out there full time or to just go out there for like a month or whatever, like a few weeks and explore some stuff. I do travel around just for the videos that you see on my channel all over the East Coast, honestly. Several hours taking trains, so I do travel for these places. And the creepiest place I've ever been would probably be that abandoned asylum I went to. That was really creepy, and that was so old. Everything in there was just odd. Well, knowing the history of the place just made it more spooky. Runner up for that place would probably be the Abraham Lincoln mansion that I filmed a while back. That was creepy inside because we thought someone was like following us around. It was like really weird. We kept hearing footsteps behind us, and it just made the whole explore really uncomfortable. Dawn, aka D, said, love it, gorgeous place. When are you gonna get some girls to explore with you? I actually have explored with girls. I think I have once or twice, just like friends. I don't know if they're on video, but I have explored with girls before. I really don't have girlfriends that are like into exploring and stuff. They just know I make these videos, and I just go out and film them during the day. Probably should do more explores with girls though. I'm sure you guys would like that. Okay, so this is actually a pretty cool question. Andrea George said, where do you find the abandoned places? I've answered that. And they said, would you ever take one of your followers to an abandoned place to shoot a video? That would be a cool prize, maybe even for your Patreons. And I totally agree. I've never thought of that. You honestly just gave me a pretty good idea. The answer is yes, I would do that. I would gladly go with anyone to go to exploring, especially someone who like also loves watching my videos or they follow my channel. That would just be sweet. Maybe I would do that for Patreons, but that is something I would definitely be interested in. That's a really good idea. Right into the next question, Connie Miner asked, how long have you been making these videos and how did you get started? I probably answered this question, but I've been making these videos for probably about a year and a half. I've been making YouTube videos for over 2 years now. And how did you get started? I think I also answered this. just seeing other people do it, and I already explored before off camera, so I was like, yeah, I'll just go to some of the places I already know, and I'll just film a quick video. I'll film a vlog there. You guys started slowly subscribing and then joining, and then the snowball got bigger, and here we are at 40,000 subscribers. So Trisha Helbert asked, are you a history buff? I love your videos and the history you give us. Thanks so much. By the way, you're the best. I look forward to your videos. Hugs to you. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I did answer this before. I don't think I'm a history buff. I do like history, but it's not something that like I'm constantly researching, but I do like putting the history to these videos so you guys can understand this house and know the backstory to everything I'm exploring. Carol Taylor asked, my question is, what is the furthest you've traveled to make a video? Love the beautiful old homes. Furthest I've traveled for a video, I drove to Detroit to film the Silver Dome. I never actually uploaded it. We went there and ended up getting we only filmed it from the outside, and then I got a few indoor shots, but we ended up getting kicked out, and I ended up having to lose like half the footage. So I still have some clips of it, but yeah, we drove to Detroit. It was about 11 hours to get there. So I drove there to film a video, and then we ended up getting kicked out. So it was such a waste of time, but honestly don't regret it at all. Sorry if I messed this up, but I think it's David Rax said, what made you want to do this? Just a real quick answer, because I'm pretty sure I answered this a bunch of times. What made me want to do this? I always had a passion for making videos. I used to be a sponsored BMX rider, so I would always film videos on my bike, but I never knew how to edit. It would just be on like a phone or like a really bad camera back in the day. I always had a passion to make videos, and then once I kind of realized that, platform like YouTube where I could upload them, and ever since that, it's been history. I've just been uploading YouTube videos ever since. So up next, we got some sarcasm from Josh River. He said, I got a question. Is it a good idea to seek cover from a thunderstorm under a huge tree? From that video I said, because in that video I was standing under a tree for cover. He said, I'm not too sure I would pay for this advice though. You did say any question. Well, no, it's not a good idea, but it was only, I was taking my chances by doing that, which you probably shouldn't do, but I was out there and I was filming, and I'd rather take a chance of standing under a tree for 10 seconds than get all my equipment wet and have to pay for all of it again. But no, do not stand under a tree in a thunderstorm. Victoria said, as always, enjoy your explorers. What got you into making videos? I know I've answered this, but I've been into making videos since I was younger, so I taught myself how to edit, and just through making a ton of videos, you figure out tips on filming, editing, just producing a better video, and the rest is history. That's basically what got me into it. I would just say BMX is what pushed me to make videos. Arthur Detwiller said, what camera do you use? And my camera is actually a little outdated. It's still alright, but I use a Canon 70D. The 80D's out, plus there's way better cameras like an A7S II and stuff like that. But this still gets the job done, and when it's time to upgrade, I will upgrade. It's just cameras are so expensive. Alright, so Barb Snyder said, how did you get into making these videos? And I answered that. She said, I have a son who would absolutely love this, but doesn't really know how to start. Any tips? Oh man, tips for starting a YouTube channel, I would say, is just consistency. Whatever topic he wants to go in, I would tell him to just go full-fledged, just start. Even if your first video is bad, your first 20 videos are bad, 30, 100 videos are bad, just do it anyway. Just by posting these videos, you're gonna learn how to film better, how to edit better. You're gonna get used to just having an uploaded schedule. I would say consistency, trying to stay new and add your own twist to things, because obviously everybody's done most things on YouTube. So I would say do what you want to do, but add your own twist to it. Plus, honestly, just try to stay as consistent as possible. Patricia Bailey said, do you ever have any fan meets? I always look forward to watching your videos. It would be nice if your fans were able to meet you in person. Some of you guys have met me in person, just walking up to me in public. I love that. I haven't had any fan meetups yet, but I'm definitely interested in it. It would just have to be the right time and the right place. I'd be willing to do it whenever. I'd be willing to do whatever, and I think it would be so cool meeting all you guys. Maybe give away when the merch and my website's made, maybe give away some stuff. But no, I think that's a sweet idea, and it's definitely in the works. Short answer is I would love to do a fan meetup. I'm actually probably going to start planning one. Celine asked, Kyle, your interest in these explorers show a great interest in architecture. Are you in school for the subject? As you guys know, I said I didn't go to college. I'm not in school for the subject. It was just more like I'm doing these explorers. I'm doing a lot of abandoned videos. I don't really know like that much about these houses. You guys, I'll be like, oh, I don't really know what this is called, and then you guys write it in the comments, and then I just learn from the comments. So you guys have helped me out with probably half of the things in my videos. I'm really learning from all of you guys. Joyce Hatcher said, great video. Please keep them coming. Do you have any hobbies? If so, what are they and what do you like doing most? Some of my hobbies, I mean, obviously making YouTube videos is a big hobby of mine. That's something I enjoy doing, posting on the internet and just making a final project, seeing it and uploading it somewhere is definitely like, I love doing that. BMX, obviously, I haven't been riding as much, but I used to be a big BMX rider. But just hang out with friends and just do like little things, whether it's like bowling, the movies, just hanging out somewhere. And I'm also totally obsessed with the game Fortnite. You guys definitely probably know of it. I play a lot of Fortnite. Samantha Hargrove said, do you ever plan to travel to other locations? The South has some amazing abandoned houses that would be great to see. I'm in Western North Carolina, but North and South are treasures for sure. I've been to Virginia and I've been to both Carolinas. Some of the coolest places I've seen on the internet are literally down south, so I'm definitely trying to come down there and check it out. Yes, I would love to come down there, and maybe I will. Maybe I'll plan a trip down there when I start traveling a lot more. Next up is a question by Kelly Myers. Shout out Kelly. She's my highest Patreon donator, so I appreciate that so much. She's awesome. She said, will you be visiting other locations such as Las Vegas? I asked because there's so many abandoned homes and whatnot here in Nevada. Also, would you ever do a fan meetup? I would love to go to Vegas. I would love to go for a vacation, but I would love to go and explore Las Vegas. Anywhere out of Pennsylvania, you can count on me wanting to explore. I would definitely like to film in Nevada, and doing a fan meetup, I know I kind of answered that question, but what if I did a fan meetup in Vegas? That'd be pretty wild. Kelly also asked, have you ever considered doing a live stream? That would be awesome. I know this isn't what you mean. I do live stream on Twitch, but I know you probably mean live stream an abandoned house while I'm there. And the answer is yes, I have thought of it. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do that soon, because that is something I considered. I've been asking my buddies about it, and they were saying, yeah, why not? And I just never got around to doing it, so I guess I probably should do it. Maybe I'll do a live stream real soon. Up next, sorry if I mess up your name, it is Benita, but Benita asked, what is the most interesting item you have ever came across? In an abandoned place, the most interesting item I've came across, some of the old army phones I found. I love seeing old records, like jewelry, old jewelry like pearl necklaces, some like old designer clothes or bags. That's definitely really interesting. Or like wallets. Sometimes like a wallet with like their family picture inside is like really cool, because that's like sends like chills down your spine, like, oh wow, like this is who really used to live here. So sometimes like that's really cool, honestly. Judy Thompson said, how do you find your places? I know I answered it, but real quick, mostly online, sometimes through forums, sometimes through Instagram or Facebook pages, but mostly searching online. Carly Bloating, sorry if I messed that up, said, have you ever played a musical instrument or have you ever sang before? Okay, so when I was in 2nd grade, I signed up to play the cello. There was a school program that they would pay for the instrument and stuff, so tried playing the cello, but it never came in, so I never played. And then in 4th grade, I signed up to play the trumpet, just because kids were doing it. It was either reading or you got to play an instrument. Most kids did the instrument, so I signed up to do the trumpet. I got that, and I was so bad at it. The teacher literally told me one day, me and my best friend were in this class, and the teacher literally told us, we were probably like 2 months in, and we still didn't know anything on the trumpet, and she literally told us to just get out of her class. I was in 4th grade, I was like shocked. she literally, we were so bad, she literally told us to get out of her classroom. Alright, so this is the trumpet. I also forgot to mention, even like a year ago, I would mess around on the keyboard, like on like a piano, and just learn a few songs. And my sister has a ukulele, and I just learned like how to play the song Riptide and stuff. I don't really mess around with it. I'll just learn like one song and I'll be like, oh yeah, I know how to play that song. Is the original trumpet right here that I used to play in 4th grade. And it doesn't have a mouthpiece and the buttons are broken, but I do have it. It still exists. I have never sang before. I definitely don't have a good voice for that. I mumble a lot, so I do not think I'd be a good singer. Just a real quick question. Whitney McKinney said, I noticed a lot of the places are in Pennsylvania that you explore. Are you from there? Yes, I'm from PA. I've lived here my entire life. Sinson asked, if you were able to go anywhere in the world to explore, where would you go and why? I have a lot of places I would want to go. I obviously would like to go to, like, my whole family's gone. I have not gone, but I'd love to go to Ireland. I definitely want to go to Ireland. I could see myself going there in the future. future, but somewhere cool. Thing would probably be going to England or like Ireland or something and filming like an old castle. Tony Delgado, I think I said that right, said another cool video. As for the Q&A, he hit me with the hardest question of them all. He said, Pepsi or Coca-Cola? I drink Coca-Cola more, but I think I like Pepsi more. James B asked the question. He said, the cemetery surrounding the house, are any of the Hamiltons buried there? And he's talking about the video I explored when I talked about this Q&A. As far as I read, the Hamiltons are not buried there. That house was there. They just own that land, and then they built the cemetery around their house after they already passed. He also said, have you ever been so scared or uneasy enough at any explorer to actually leave the site before you plan to? And the answer is yes. This has happened a ton. Just spooky stuff happening. Well, I've definitely left places, probably a lot more than you even think or that you even see in my videos. Up next, Nick Reed asked, keep up the great work, bro. I can see the passion and your voice and mannerisms. What made you start making YouTube vids? Do you believe in ghosts, and would you ever consider doing a haunted house investigation with an EVP device? I appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. What made me start? I think I already said that. Having a passion for creating videos and having like a final project, seeing it from the start to the finished, and then uploading that final project for an audience to see is like awesome to me. I do believe in ghosts. Yeah, I 100% would do a haunted house investigation. I do not have an EVP. That's probably like a bucket list of mine I need to check off. All jokes aside, this is the hardest question I think I've got, or at least got so far. Carrie Strickler said, Kyle, what is the meaning of life? I even dropped it a like. I do not think I'm going to be able to answer this. I actually looked up an answer, and I was reading Albert Einstein's meaning of life that he wrote, and that's actually pretty cool. That's definitely something you should check out. I would type it in on Google, like Albert Einstein meaning of life. Jim Carrey, the actor, has a segment on YouTube. I think it's called The Meaning of Life. Really good. I love that video. It's a really inspiring video. But I would just think whatever your passion is, just do it to the fullest. Don't care what anyone says, and just keep leveling up. I think just doing what you love is what's so important. I really don't know what the meaning of life is. Leo said, do you go to any other states besides Pennsylvania, or do you go to any other states? Yeah, I've been all around. Not like West Coast, I've been all around the East Coast, but it still is pretty far sometimes. Some of the drives will still be like 12 hours, 11 hours. So I do travel around, not as much as I want to though. Marsha asked, what type of equipment do you explore with? On my typical day when I go out to explore, I have my DSLR, my Canon 70D, a Rode shotgun mic up top, and I have a GorillaPod tripod on the bottom, and then I bring my backpack that just has extra SD cards. It has a light, but my light, it was like broken from when I bought it, so I have to return it. And my drone, I just have I have a Spark, so I can put it wherever. It just hides in there, but I just have a backpack that fits my whole camera and everything in it, and I just explore with a backpack. All right, guys, those are all the questions. I screenshotted. I'm pretty sure you can go back and count. I mean, you don't have to, but I'm pretty sure it was 70 questions or 67 questions or something like that. This was super cool for me. This was like something different. This was awesome. I like that you guys were asking questions that were personal, but also like about just like how I got into it and like just general questions. I appreciate all of them. Thanks so much. If you guys want me to do this again, please drop a comment down below. I would do this whenever. It means a lot to me that you guys support the channel. I go on every day and just look at the comments. If you guys think you're leaving a comment and I don't see it, you're wrong. I see all these comments. I have them on my phone. I get notifications. My phone's going ding, 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 ding all day from all your guys' comments. If you go back and look, I usually reply to almost everyone. I try to get to everyone. Sometimes it's overwhelming. I'll just be sitting down for like 2-3 hours responding. We just hit 40,000 subscribers, and we're already climbing past it, so it's just mind-blowing. I started this literally thinking I would never get any views or subs, and I especially did not think it would turn into anything like this, so I'm forever grateful for that. Like I always say, I want to stay consistent and start posting a lot more videos. I do have a trip that is coming up in the very near future to go out to the West Coast. I have a few friends that are moving out there, and they were in the talks. They're trying to convince me to move out there also. So stay tuned. I have so many more explores to do. I mean, think of all the exploring I've done and how far we've came, and I've barely left like my state. Imagine when I really get out there. We're gonna be doing so much. There's gonna be so many great explorers coming, and I hope you guys are ready. Thank you guys so much for even waiting through this video. I know it was probably longer than usual. Hopefully your question was answered. Please follow all my social media links below, and also check out my Patreon like I mentioned before. Maybe I'll start doing Patreon shout outs. If you guys donate a big Patreon, I will give you guys a further shout out and a genuine thank you on screen. Someone said that before, and maybe I'll start doing that. The link for my Patreon's below. It helps me out tremendously. But without rambling on, I love you guys, and let's just keep growing. Let's keep posting videos, and hopefully you guys keep enjoying them. So like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Later.